This could be way worse than what we thought. The Dallas Mavericks are only a short few hours away from opening night, and before we go into tonight's game, we already know who's available. We know we won't have Kyrie Irving, we know we won't have Dante Exum, and we know that Daniel Gafford is kind of a toss-up. And speaking on Daniel Gafford, we got the news a few weeks ago during training camp. Daniel Gafford tweaked his ankle. They said he'd be out 2 to 3 weeks. Daniel Gafford said himself that he's fine, he's already walking around, and that he should obviously be back for opening night. But with the report that we got just yesterday contradicts all of that, showing that Daniel Gafford has actually been downgraded to doubtful, which could show that there may be more to his injury that they're not telling us. So in this video, we're going to take a look at Daniel Gafford, see what's going on with his injury, what are they saying about him ahead of tonight's matchup, as well as what is the answer in case we do have to be without Daniel Gafford. But how's it going, everybody? My name is Marcel Martin. This is Mavs Digest, bringing you the latest news on everything Mavericks related. And before we get started with today's video, we're currently sitting at 21,784 subscribers. We're getting very, very close to 22K. And with tonight being the opening night for the Dallas Mavericks, I know you don't want to miss a single thing as we will be going live. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on a single thing that we do. But the Dallas Mavericks seemed like we are slowly but surely getting over this weird injury bug that plagued the team the entirety of last season. Guys have been dealing with injuries, getting sick, and this summer the goal was to get healthy, and for the most part we did that. Until training camp happened, and to be fair, training camp, a lot of players across the league have gotten hurt. You're coming back from the summer. Some people are a little bit rusty. Some people are just unsure of their bodies, and injuries do happen. They're a part of the game, and the Dallas Mavericks are no strangers to it, as we did get a report over the summer that Daniel Gafford sprained his ankle during the first day of Mavs training camp. It will be out for 2 to 3 weeks per Jason Kidd. Now, ankle injuries are something that the Dallas Mavericks are no strangers to. That was one of the most common injuries that the team had last season. Seems like everybody had weak ankles last season. It seems like that may be continuing this season, hopefully not. But we did get the report that Daniel Gafford would miss 2 or 3 weeks, meaning he did miss all of preseason, but he'd be back in time for opening night, to the point where the other day we actually got this report. We got this report from Mike Curtis where Jason Kidd said Caleb Martin and Dennis Smith participated in half of today's practice. Asked about Dante Exum and Jason Kidd. He's just out. That's all I can tell you about Dante Exum. And then on Daniel Gafford, Daniel's doing a little running. I think he's feeling better, so he's going in the right direction, which a lot of fans wanted to hear. Okay, cool. We heard about the injury. He may have to miss some time, 2 to 3 weeks, but he'll be back for opening night. He's out there running, practicing. Jason Kidd also said on a separate occasion that it's day-to-day. Cool, nothing to worry about. Until he gave us something to worry about, as the report followed just the other day that Daniel Gafford, with his ankle, has been listed as questionable for the Mavs season opener against the Spurs per Jason Kidd, and that is a downgrade. Before, it was just likely, maybe, possibly, but now he's questionable. They're questioning if Daniel Gafford will be available for tonight's game, and no, we really shouldn't freak out, although it may sound like I'm freaking out. We shouldn't freak out. Daniel Gafford should and will be fine. It's just an ankle sprain. From everything I've been told, the Dallas Mavericks' new training staff is being extra careful with everyone's injuries, and the Dallas Mavericks saw a lot of good things from players like Dwight Powell. No joking, like Dwight Powell, he actually looked good during preseason, as well as Dereck Lively. All of our bigs looked good during preseason, so if we can get away with letting Daniel Gafford take some extra rest, why don't we do that? But an article that did come out just the other day highlighting how the Mavericks finalized no-brainer sleeper move ahead of season opener. I mentioned how, yes, Daniel Gafford not being available for tonight could pose as a bigger problem, but this article goes into what could be the answer. The article is follows, saying Mavericks doubled down on Dereck Lively. It would be a major shock if Dallas didn't get a new deal done with Lively II next summer, as all of the chatter surrounding him from the organization has been overwhelmingly positive ever since they drafted him. And Harrison isn't afraid to put his money where his mouth is when it comes to players that he believes in. Harrison extended Gafford on a 3-year contract earlier this offseason, further going all in on this double big philosophy. And we did actually get another little report just the other day that the Dallas Mavericks have exercised their 4th-year team option on Dereck Lively, just cementing the fact that the team goes all in when it comes to Dereck Lively. As we all know, the future is Cooper Flagg, Dereck Lively, and Dwight Powell. Now, no joking, we all saw during preseason how Dereck Lively looked really good on the floor alongside Cooper Flagg and PJ Washington, where those three could be the next big three in Dallas. And if not them, then there's Ryan Nembhard right around the corner ready to be that starting point guard for the Dallas Mavericks, or possibly Brandon Williams. The team has a very good young core, but it definitely starts with Dereck Lively. He was the first one out of all the young players to make it to an NBA Finals in his rookie year while being a starter on a brand new team. And although last season, yes, Dereck Lively did deal with injuries, he is poised to have a comeback season, have the biggest leap out of anybody in year 3, and the team definitely believes in Dereck Lively. The article does continue by saying the Mavericks have built a monstrous front court over the last year and a half as they traded for Gafford, traded for Davis, and drafted Flagg in this span, and Lively II being in this mix for good is going to make them even stronger. It's extremely rare for highly touted rookies not to have their fourth-year options picked up, and this move shouldn't shock anyone. And like I said, yes, they picked up the option, of course. But last season for Dallas, Lively averaged 8.7 points, 7.5 rebounds, 2.4 assists, and 1.6 blocks per game, while shooting 70.2% from the field, and this season will be a major step in his career that ultimately could make or break his development. The key will be for him to stay healthy, as he only played in 91 games over his first 2 seasons in the league, and if he can do this, everything else will fall into place. When it comes to Dereck Lively, I think playing anywhere between 55 to 65 games minimum would be a good thing for us, a good thing for Dereck Lively as well. He is poised to have a big leap this season. He's looking like an amazing starter for the Dallas Mavericks, looking like he can play alongside Anthony Davis a lot better than he did at the end of last season. We can already see the strides, and as we all know when it comes to Dereck Lively, he is a sponge. We watch him grow and change every single game. It's like last week he was one player, this week he's another. Dereck Lively is the answer for the Dallas Mavericks, and if Daniel Gafford's injury proves or shows to be bigger than what it is, where he has to miss extended time, or maybe this is a repeat issue, then all is not lost. Things aren't bad in the world of the Dallas Mavericks. We have Dereck Lively. We have Dwight Powell. We just went out and got Moussa Cisse on the last 2-way contract. So the Dallas Mavericks are more than ready for any injury. And that just goes back to the fact that we are one of the deepest teams in the NBA. Because Daniel Gafford missing opening night, yeah, I am a little shook by it, but I'm not too worried. Daniel Gafford himself said he's fine. We got other players that can back him up, that can actually help us win games and not harm us. So we're in a good position. But the article does continue by saying his offensive game is bound to take a step in the right direction, as his post-game looked improved during the preseason, and him adding some self-creation skills to his offensive game is going to help him morph into a star. Early in his career, Lively was mostly dependent on alley-oops to score on the offensive end, but him polishing his back-to-the-basket game and sprinkling in some post touches is going to make him an even more valuable. His presence on the other end is obvious, as he's one of the most feared young shot blockers in the Western Conference, and his game is coming together at the perfect time. He still has plenty of room to grow on both ends, as he's only 21 years old, but the foundation is there for him to turn into a top center in the NBA and have a huge season. As we all know, Dereck Lively has a lot of potential behind him. And if Daniel Gafford is going to miss extended time with this ankle injury, maybe there's more to it. Maybe not. I hope not. Try not to put that out there, but I really do hope this is something minor, not something major. But if it's anything that we don't want to deal with, we know we got Dereck Lively. And as long as he can stay healthy for the majority of this season, not only will he have a great career, a great year, but the Dallas Mavericks will be in a great spot once Kyrie Irving returns, so we can make that postseason leap, make it just a beeline to the finals, try and bring home another championship, and just get on with the season for next season. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Are you worried that Daniel Gafford may not be available tonight? Do you think there's something bigger there, or it's absolutely nothing? Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. We can have a conversation about it. But as always, I hope you have a great day. Make sure you drink water. And we are going live tonight. Tonight's a season opener. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on a single thing. Other than that, peace.